All right, lead heads, welcome back to the Nordic Components Talking Lead podcast. This is episode 166, coming off the big giveaway episode last week where we had lots of prizes that we gave away, made a lot of lead heads happy. And if you guys haven't received your emails, if your name was called, I still have a couple of people as of the broadcast of this show or the recording of this show that have not responded to their notifications that they were a winner. So get on it, or I'm going to take the prizes for myself. All right, so this week, as you guys know, we talked about last week, we're going to be up at Rockcastle covering the Pro-Am, the 3-gun Pro-Am up there at Rockcastle. And I've got some of the shooters on with me this week. Let's welcome in, of course, you guys know CG3G, Casey Griggs, joining us.
What's up?
The Nordic Component shooter and Talking Lead shooter. We've also got Mr. Chad Enos from Caltech, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello. Are there applause happening right now?
I'm going to edit all that in, yeah.
Oh, sweet. Like, is it, are we talking stadium applause or?
You're probably going to get the little kids clap, you know, yay, clap, clap, clap.
The golf clap?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
The kindergarten clap, you know, when Krusty the Clown does a magic trick.
I can live with that. That's all I deserve.
And his second time on the show, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Nick Atkinson with Cobalt Kinetics.
World. Glad to be here.
Yes. So the Pro-Am, Kentucky at Rockcastle. A little wet this year. Understatement, yeah.
Yeah, very.
But what do you think compared to last year? How do you guys think everything was as far as the setup and the way it was ran?
I wasn't there last year, so it was great.
It's 100% better, right?
Speaking of which, yeah, you wasn't there last year, was you?
No, didn't make it.
I wasn't there either. I was there a year before, though.
Well, I thought Nick was there, so you weren't there, Nick. I knew Chad wasn't.
No, I wasn't there.
Casey was there, though, right?
Casey's the authority.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
right,
I mean,
Casey.
the stages were set up, they were, you know what we were talking about, they were actually longer. But as in Chad said, I think the shotgun stages definitely took over again. They had one primary shotgun stage last year that was really long. I mean, I think it had like nearly 30 shots in it.
Man,
You were there recording
that'd
that
be awesome.
party.
Yeah, I was there. They seemed to have a lot of shotgun last year, too, though.
Mm-hmm.
I thought.
Yeah, it was a lot of shotgun.
No, that's what he's talking about. There was one really long one last year. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This year
there
there
was.
wasn't a really long one. Not a
No,
really long
it was-
shotgun one anyway.
Kind of a bummer.
There was that one where you had to do the slugs.
Yep.
Which stage was that? You had to hit the shotguns and you had to run down. It was the one everybody was timing out on.
Stage 4.
Yeah.
I thought that was a bear.
Yeah.
It was a long stage time-wise, but it wasn't like a jungle run or anything.
No.
No, I mean, it was pretty straightforward. You just kind of running left to right the whole time, but it was time consuming, no doubt.
Nick, did you shoot Rocky Mountain?
Nope. I shot that like 3 or 4 years ago, I think was the only time I've shot it.
When was it?
I just came off of Rocky Mountain to Rockcastle, and man, it was just what a night and day difference in matches, as you know, I'm sure.
How
So what's
was that one? 'Cause
what's the difference? Yeah, what's the main difference?
Well, the stages out in Rocky Mountain are just very well thought out. They're very long, which gives each shooter an opportunity to pick up the pace if they're having a rough match or halfway through a stage or something like that. In my opinion, for me, it helps. Whereas if you're shooting the type of match that was at Rockcastle, if you had a malfunction, which I did actually on that stage we were just talking about, stage 4, the clock is ticking and you really don't have a whole lot of time to make up for something like that. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I just prefer a match that seems a little more fair, where you can kind of shoot against yourself, even if your equipment's going down, you still have time to sort of get it together and pull yourself together and finish the stage.
Right.
So, and also, I mean, the stages out there are very challenging. There's a ton of long distance, almost on every stage, and there's a lot of each gun on every stage too. So you really get your fill. You get what you pay for when you go to a match like Rocky Mountain.
Gotcha.
But not just to say every match has to be like Rocky Mountain. It's just coming off that.
Well, I mean,
match
that's the
and
thing. They all should be
Yeah.
different in some aspect. Otherwise it's going to be the same old boring thing every time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
But the Rockcastle, it's evolving. You know, it's growing. So I'm sure they appreciate feedback from you guys.
Yeah, you know, I'm not sure who really puts on the match there, the Pro-Am. You know, Joe Harris was match director. I can't remember the guy's name who designed the stage, but I'm not sure who actually runs the match, you know. I
think
don't
it's the Nobles.
Well, see, I don't think so, because they've got the venue and they, you know, they provide the dates and everything, but as far as anything else, they're not the ones organizing anything.
Oh,
so
okay.
It really comes down to the flavor of who's running it, you know. And the Pro-Am has been longer stages in the past, and then, you know, the sprint type stages that it was this time. So it's going to be different every time depending on who's running it.
I want to say that they posted who helped set it up on their Rockcastle page.
It was on actually all the stage descriptions. I think different people set up different stages, but
I knew they had one big match director, and I don't remember who it was.
Yeah, I'll put it to you this way. We weren't super happy. I shot it 2 years ago. Wasn't super stoked about the match. I mean, it was a lot better than this year's. I didn't shoot it last year, and I don't know anybody that did other than Casey.
Casey.
Last year, no, 2 years ago, was the first time I had shot it. Maybe it was 3 years ago. Man, I can't even remember. But Kurt Miller, Trapper Swanson, a couple other guys designed the stages and then helped run the match, and it was awesome. It was a good time. The stages were unique and difficult, and
that makes sense.
I don't remember the part times being. I don't even remember what the part times were, but I don't remember anybody timing out. So I mean, it was.
There was a couple of stages on this one where people were consistently timing out, wasn't there?
Yeah, 4 and 8.
Oh yeah,
4 and 8 were the tough ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel bad for a lot of the amateurs too that came out and were this was their first major match. I just heard a lot of talk about those guys, and almost everyone was timing out, and there were some younger people that kept timing out, and they just weren't having a good time. And
there were some young ones shooting this one that I don't remember seeing last year, but I mean, I'm talking like 12 or younger.
Yeah, it seems like every year a lot of locals come out to that match and they bring friends, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, you know, they're not that experienced, and so with 100-second par time, it you know, it's sort of discouraging for them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So probably not the match for them, or maybe they should redesign the stages, make the par times a little longer. Just my opinion.
Andrew came with me, Andrew Brenneman with Kalashnikov USA, and as we're rolling up, we roll up on Chad at his first stage of the second day. Was that shotgun stage. I mean, it was just all shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And there was a little girl before you guys were going that was shooting. And
Dakota, yeah.
The gun was twice her height. The shotgun was.
And she ran it like a boss.
But she was carving it up like a chef, man.
Yeah. She's very good. She's going to be a really good shooter. She's focused and determined. She knows what she's doing. She has great, weapons manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't time out on any of the stages, and she's 13, but she looks like she's about 9, maybe.
Yeah, she's a little girl. Girl. I couldn't believe that she was slinging that shotgun around like she was, man. Just like a pro.
Yeah, I love seeing that. I like seeing the next generation coming up.
She could have used it as a pole vault.
I'll tell you, no matter what the match is out there, whether you have a good time at the match or you'd rather it be a little bit different or whatever, the venue is awesome. I have such a good time hanging out in the lodge. That's the highlight of the weekend for me, I think.
That was the cool.
Lodge. Yeah. I missed the fights.
Yeah. A lot of people missed the fights. Where were y'all?
I
went
was back
to dinner.
In the room cleaning stuff.
No, we went to dinner.
I was recovering.
UFC fights, to clarify. No, there wasn't anybody fighting in the parking lot. It was UFC fights.
Oh yeah, right, yeah. What were the Diaz and McGregor fight? Yeah. So we listened to it on the way home, and from what I heard, it was kind of a boring fight.
No, it was an awesome.
Not at all.
Was it?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Went back and looked at the highlights. It was awesome.
So I was listening to some piss-ass poor commentators then, because they were just like,
I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that fight was awesome.
Well, I mean,
it was an actual fight.
It went the distance, so I would think it would be pretty exciting.
Yeah, oh yeah, dude. I mean, when one fighter gets tired of hitting the other guy as hard as he can, that's how you know it's a good fight. You know?
Yeah.
And then the other one retaliates, and he takes his turn.
Yeah.
Oh, that was definitely cool that you were able to hook that up.
What
was cool was you were playing some Talking Lead videos. You were able to sync your phone in with their TV and play some YouTube videos and stuff and highlight some of the people that were there. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was cool. We hooked up a Chromecast.
That's what it was, Chromecast.
Yeah, casted everything from my phone to that, so it was fun.
So I hear the Jackwagon train rolling in. We'll get back to more on the Rockcastle. But now it's time for the Talking Lead Jackwagon of the Week. Bring that train in, Gunny.
Hoorah, Semper Fi, do or die, hold 'em high at 8th and I. It is time for the Talking Lead Jackwagon of the Week, so brace yourself, baby.
All right, so I've probably got a couple of people that I'm going to be throwing on the train this week. You guys got some candidates you want to toss on the train this week?
I can always complain about something.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Who wants to go first?
Casey started off. I nominate Casey.
Casey, who's your Jackwagon this week?
God, man, I don't know. See, I've been out of the loop. I've been with the military for the past couple of days, so.
Well, then say no more. There you go. There's your Jackwagon. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right.
And there's no one you know not pulling their weight in the military. There's always somebody.
I think who Casey needs to throw on the Jackwagon train is himself on stage 8.
Oh yeah, you gotta tell the story.
Yeah.
I was gonna save it for later, but let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's air it out.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. Stage 8, I had a good plan because, like I said, we've been watching everybody shoot it. I had a good plan for stage 8. I've been watching everybody shoot it and everything and seeing kind of how they were going. But the problem that I had for stage 8 was I got a little too close to the A-frame that was there that we had to shoot through, and my Mossberg charging handle kept hitting the post, or the A-post, and every time it kept hitting it, it would jam up on me. And once it done that and finally got to the other side of the A-frame, it just completely locked. I don't even know where to begin of what it done. It just, the shell completely went sideways and just locked in. So I lost a lot of time trying to manipulate that thing and finally dumped it and then went to pistol and got to a little bit of rifle and that was it.
So did you ever find you couldn't figure out what it was? Couldn't pinpoint the problem?
Part of it was the fact that it was beating up against that freaking frame. Yeah. I mean, I had like
stroking it,
lumberjack strokes on that bad boy. I mean, it was freaking eating away at it.
Like a woodpecker?
So, shit. If that's what you want to call it, yeah. It hit pretty hard. I know that.
Yeah.
If you were there, you'd be a lot more impressed by the story.
Maybe Nick should tell the story.
Every time the charging handle hit the A-frame, the whole thing tipped over 20 degrees.
Yeah. So there I was.
Yeah.
Rain pouring down. Everybody's eyes on me.
So Casey, did you ever get back up in the fight or what?
No. I just had to dump it, and after the match, we were
left it there.
Of course, you have like 20 mechanics at the end of the match or at the end of your stage that know.
That's what your Jackwagon needs to be. Yeah. Are all the mechanics that are all the gunsmiths?
So that was your last stage.
Yeah, that was the last stage.
I was
trying to listen to Nick. I was trying to listen to Nick because that is a typical thing that you can do is slam it on the ground, and sometimes it will dislodge.
Mm-hmm.
Then, of course, you got like 20 more people around you trying to tell you what to do. So finally, I just got tired of it and took the tube off, and then took the barrel off, and it just completely all fell apart, which it was clear at that point. So,
all right.
What shotgun are you using? Mossberg.
I
got you.
The 930.
That's never happened. Yeah, that's never happened to it. I mean, it had to have been that A-post. It's been running great, but other than that.
Just a bunch
I saw that happen to Lena at Superstition. She was shredding so bad, and got to like a second array of targets that happened right in the middle of it, and she probably spent a solid 20 to 30 seconds trying to clear it. Got the gun back up and running, and still finished the stage in just about everybody else's time.
So it wasn't the 3.5 second stage then.
No, exactly.
All right, Nick, you got a Jackwagon?
Oh yeah. All right. So for about 2 weeks, I've been trying to book a lake house for Generation 3 gun, which is up at Lake of the Ozarks, right in Osage Beach.
Yeah.
We go up there every year, and the past 2 years we've rented a house out on the lake because it's the weekend after the holiday, right? So all the lake houses are available. And I'm going back and forth with this website, the typical you get on there to find a vacation house to rent.
Mm-hmm.
And the realtor or whoever manages the property or whatever calls me, and she's just like, yeah, I just wanted to get an idea kind of who we're renting it to and all this, and we'll need a money order for the full amount by September 1st, whatever. I'm like, well, I don't really want to do a money order. I don't like doing money orders personally, just because, I don't know. I don't want to go down to the bank and pull the money out of my account and send it in the mail.
Cash, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. So I'm like, well, I don't really want to do a money order. I could do a personal check if y'all do that. And they're like, no, we won't do that. But we may do a credit card. And I was like, okay, I'll do a credit card. Well, she calls me back the next day, and she's like, well, the owners didn't want to do a credit card. They'll take the check. And I'm like, wait a minute. We already agreed on doing a credit card. I mean, on a check. Whatever. And see, I'm already all confused.
No
like,
checks, credit cards. Now they're going to take a check.
Basically, she pissed us off, right? So
damn realtors. They're good at that.
Yeah, and this is like after, a week of going back and forth trying to get a hold of her or whatever. So I'm like, screw this, I'll just find another place. I get back on the website, I find another place that looks awesome. Click on that, send a request. Guess who calls me?
Same chick.
Same lady. Oh no. She just happens to be the manager for this other place. The funny part is she sends me a message through the website that says, just like the other place, they won't take a credit card, whatever. And I sent her a message back, said, okay, I'll find another place. Well, she calls me at like 10:30 at night one night, and she's like, you just got to understand the owners are really putting themselves out there to rent these places. I'm like, well, you got to understand, I'm trying to give you money,
Yeah.
And I'm the customer, right? I don't care if they're putting themselves out or what. I mean, it's a vacation house. This is what they do. So it was just crazy, unprofessional calling me in the middle of the night, to try and plead her case, whatever. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, luckily I found another place that was pretty cool, and I prepaid that night with a credit card. So,
as a realtor myself, yeah, completely unprofessional. She's definitely a jackwagon.
There's more to the story, but we can't talk about it on the air. But it was even better.
Oh, come on!
No, we can't.
That's what we live for on this show.
I know. It'll just have to be up to your imagination because we can't talk about it.
All right, we'll talk off air.
All right.
Chadman, what about you?
Yes, sir.
How you feeling?
I don't know. What's that?
I said, how you feeling? You like worked up? You amped up to throw somebody on the train?
Oh man, if we had talked during the match, I could have been very unprofessional. But I don't know his name, and maybe I just blocked it because I heard it 100 times, just knocked it out of my memory. But the guy driving around the match who was like keeping an eye on things was a Suburban with no doors on it.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
That was Joe. He was the range master or whatever.
Joe?
Yep.
Yeah.
Is he the foreign guy?
What's that?
Is he what?
Is he the foreign guy?
No.
Okay.
No.
I met Joe.
I don't know. He just rubbed me the wrong way, and a lot of other people. But he just had a really poor attitude.
Yeah.
And we had gotten to one of the base stages. I think it was 3 maybe, and so we pulled up, and the RO was there. Everyone just kind of sitting there hanging out. Squad had just finished, and Squad 16 was up next, but Squad 16 wasn't going to be there for like an hour and a half. And our entire squad was there, so it wasn't even us. We didn't even ask. But an
hour and a half?
Yeah, so the RO called and had that guy come over, and he said, hey, I've got Squad 6 here. Any chance we can just get, go ahead and run them? Because it was like, with our squad, it was like 40 minutes tops to run that stage. And so he said, nope, Squad 16's up next. And he's like, yeah, but they've, it's like they have an hour and a half. And he's like, I don't care. Squad 16's next. So he's really like hard about it. So we sat there and stared at an empty stage with the RO sitting there willing to run the stage for an hour and a half, just looking at it.
Oh my God.
So then we hadn't said anything, but somebody said that one of the gold sponsors, i.e. Keltec, was going to pull out of this match because of his attitude. And I never said that. I don't know if any of my teammates expressed that to someone else on our squad or whatever, just like bantering, or if it was anything serious. But anyway, that got back to him. He immediately drove his truck back, and he's like, all right, let's get Squad 6 running. At the same time, Squad 16 had just finished their other stage. So then they had to sit and wait for us to shoot.
So it's like you're playing through.
Right. And so he allows us to play through after the other squad had shown up to shoot. So then they had to wait. And we were like, no, just let squad 16 go through. And he's like, no, squad 6 needs to shoot now. We're like, what the hell's wrong with this guy?
Right.
But that didn't happen just to us. It happened to several other squads, and it happened to us twice in the same day.
Yeah. They probably could have got that whole thing done in 2 days instead of dragging out another day.
Well, that was the other thing too. Friday, we shot an extra stage, which he allowed us to do. And that was kind of jacked up too, the way that happened. And then we asked him if we could go ahead and shoot, stage 5 while we were there, because the ROs again were sitting there doing nothing. We had plenty of time. There's plenty of daylight. And he said, absolutely not. And we're like, well, we're in Thunder Valley over here. So, or whatever that is. And so we might as well just shoot it. We're right here, you know? And he was very adamant about us not shooting that stage, although it was sitting empty, and the ROs are willing to do it. So I'm just like, I don't know, man. He just seemed like a power tripper. He was very kind of condescending to myself when I talked to him, and I think at the beginning of the match when he gave his little speech, he was pretty condescending there too. And I don't know, I just didn't appreciate his tone and didn't like his attitude. So
we need to find out who Joe is and.
Well, I mean, you know, I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus, but you know what? If that's not your gig, if you're not good at that, then don't do it. You know, do something else.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's the thing with these competitions. You got to be able to improvise. You know.
Well, not only that. Again, I was just coming off of Rocky Mountain where Denise Johnson runs the show, and she's like she'll bend over backwards for you, for any competitor, especially for sponsors. You know, like for Rockcastle, we put up a crap ton of money and a lot of, you know, product for the prize table and stuff. And I just feel like, you know, when you're dealing with people that are doing that to keep the match alive, you know, because that's something that Kel-Tec's passionate about. You know, we don't make 3-gun weapons, but we love the sport. You know, so we try to support the big matches as much as we can. And that's one of those matches that's always in our budget every year. And I just feel like, you know, if you're dealing with people that are putting forth that sort of an effort to keep it alive, whether you like the company or not, man, at least be nice to them. You know, you don't have to be a D-bag every time you talk to somebody. So.
Do they have any sort of a feedback comment thing after the event to try to get people's opinions on trying to improve it or anything?
Not that I know of, but I mean, we could contact Nick and Nate. But again, you know, I don't want to be a dick. I don't want to like.
Well, that's not being a dick, man. That's like,
I know.
Look, guys, do you want to keep this going? Because the way it's going right now, you're going to lose it. You know,
I could be professional. I could write up a professional letter, and it's something that I might do. But at the same time, I mean, I'm going to have to point out the reasons, you know, that we feel this way, and it's obviously going to bring up his name.
Yeah,
and be like, look, man, we're just trying to be professional here. You know, we're not trying to throw under the bus. You know, as a sponsor, these are some things we'd like to see change. That's all.
Yeah,
I just feel like if you're paying that much for a match, you know, professionalism is everything.
I agree.
You know, I'm not to the level that Nick is or any of you guys yet. I pray and hope I am one day, if I continue.
Well, I mean,
sport,
you were shooting amateur last year, you know, so.
Yeah, well, I had to shoot amateur last year and didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
Which, hey, by the way, Nick, on a flip side of this, it actually helped me shooting with you because you actually helped me out with some stuff I needed some information on, so.
What was I dishing out that helped?
What was that dish that you were taking?
just watching, and who was your buddy that was with you? I feel terrible. I can't remember his name.
Kyle?
Yeah, Kyle.
The drunk guy?
I wasn't going to say it. You said it. But
Kyle was shooting.
That is what I have been needing in 3-gun. I've been needing to shoot with you guys so I can figure out what I'm doing wrong and what I need to practice on. Like my quad loads, I know I'm shooting Mossberg, and I love the system. The only problem is sometimes the forearms are a little wide, and I have to
somebody playing slots
quite a bit. But I also kind of realized what I was doing wrong with my quad loads, and Kyle helped me out with that. And if he was on here today, I'd tell him thank you. But just kind of watching what you guys do, that helped me out a lot. So
right, you know, and I think that's part of the sport. You know, you go to shoot any 3-gun with anybody, even your closest competitor, and we're going to share information and we're going to try and make each other better. You go to any other, I mean, you don't think NASCAR drivers are talking about their strategies for, you know, the race, but you know, so I think that's something that makes the sport unique, and that's why a lot of people really like it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now I thought pro-ams were supposed to be like the pros and the AMs shooting together, but the way that they do it is they have the amateurs all group shooting and the pros shooting.
Yeah. I think it used to be altogether. But that was before my time. But yeah, you're right. Like a pro-am golf tournament is a professional teamed with an amateur or whatever. I think the line in shooting is so blurred between pro and amateur, because technically if you have any sponsors, you're a professional, and there's how many people you see out there wearing a jersey with logos on it? It's everybody, whether whether they're just putting it on there because they think it's cool or putting it on there because they're actually getting paid or getting product,
Yeah.
My jersey next year is going to have a cougar on it, and it's going to say me.
What's her name?
Yeah, I want to go fast.
As Al calls it, the Go Fast shirt.
You gonna have Stifler's mom on there?
No, that's a great point though that Nick brings up about the sport. Casey, I remember we talked at SHOT Show about it, and I think I was trying to talk you into 3-gun at the time, or you were just getting into it, right?
Yeah, I was just getting into it, and you were really telling me what I need to be trying to do, and that
was one of the. I'm one of those people that can. I mean, I can teach, but I can't do. So
do what I say, not what I do.
I think the most important thing I was trying to get ingrained is just exactly what Nick just brought up, was the sort of sense of community that you're not going to get in any other sport, and you experience it at that match, and that's super cool. I like that.
Yeah,
I like hearing about it.
Definitely.
Like I was running. James Casanova's working on my Benelli, so for that match, he sent me his barrel assembly. So I was actually running half of his shotgun in the match, and I mean, he just gave up his Benelli for me.
But I'll tell you something I never thought that I would say is switching over to a Glock frame is probably one of the best things I've done. I don't know why, but it is.
Glock power.
I'm telling you, man, it just the Gen 4s, between the Gen 4s and Gen 3s though, the Gen 4 feels a lot better, and it just feels better. So
have you had any work done to it, or is it stock or?
No, I was actually talking to Pike at Mod 1 about doing some work on one. So
nice.
Yeah. So
agency.
Agency. There's a ton of advice out there.
Let's move on with the train. Let me throw mine out there, and we'll get back into the 3-gun stuff here. Oh yeah, we're still doing the Jackwagon train here, guys. The gunny is waiting to bring this train out of here. So
that was the longest, most positive, enlightening Jackwagon I think we've had on the show.
I didn't know we weren't allowed to go positive. I could go negative.
Yeah, all day.
Well, that's the great thing about this show, is that if there is a negative, then we bring more positives out to drown it out. So
Roger that.
That's what we do here.
Drowning is not a positive.
But I'm getting ready to get negative. So, all right, guys. So let me start off by saying this. All right, so I got rid of my Windows Phone. Finally, the Windows Phone has died. It's history. Although I still have it, but it just got to the point where I couldn't deal with it anymore, and I dropped it, and I broke the screen, and it was just
sweet screensaver.
Boom! You remember? You saw that, right? That's our money idea. Don't tell anybody that.
Oh, okay.
We've got an idea. Nick and I have an idea for a screensaver, but we'll talk about that off air. So I went in today, and I got a brand new phone. I was in there. I thought you just walk in, you walk out. You walk in, you say, "Hey, I want a new phone." Boom, you walk out, you got a new freaking phone. No, I was in there for almost 4 hours or longer today, getting a new phone. Because it's like, all right, if you get a new phone, you gotta. They call it upgrading. That's like, I don't want to upgrade. I just want to get a new phone. I don't want to get something bigger, more than what I've already got. I'm happy with my plan. I'm happy with everything else. I just want a new phone. They're like, well, you can't do that. You're going to have to change this and add this and do this. And I was like, holy crap, holy. So after 4.5 hours, I walk out and I got this Galaxy S7 or something. I don't know what it is. But, he's telling me all what it does, and it's got, I walk out with a bag full of accessories, and I have to write him a check for $300. Right? It's like, whatever. I was like, just get me out of here. So, the whole cell phone experience is ridiculous. I think they get it to the point where they confuse people so much that they just pay them so they can get out of there. And that's what I felt like I did. Is like, here, just take my money and let me go. And I'll figure out how to use this thing, hopefully within the next 5 years. I just had my Windows phones figured out. It took me like 4 years to figure it out. So, cell phone companies, welcome to the Jackwagon train.
So your phone was obsolete for at least 2 years while you were still trying to learn how to use it.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to jump on that too, man.
But here's the
That's like
positive
AT&T.
thing is I can start doing social media because I told him, I was like, I just want whatever phone is like the best for doing social medias. So I'm going to start kicking it on Instagram, guys. Look
Awesome.
out.
Well, that's like AT&T, the next plan. At what
Oh,
point
God.
in time do people think that paying payments, you're paying the full price of the freaking phone, man? I mean, seriously.
Times
Mhm.
two.
Do math, people.
Oh my God. And do you
You're
know,
getting ripped.
I did not realize that these freaking phones were like $1,000.
Yeah.
Well, they only cost about $6 to make. But
I thought phones were
Yeah.
like free. They give you the phone so you'll use their service. I thought that's where they made their money.
And people
Hell
can't do math
no.
because they're teaching Common Core.
Well, hey, there you go. There you go.
boom.
It's conspiracy.
Yeah. Well,
I got
after
a buddy. I got a buddy that's sort of a higher up at Verizon, like a manager guy, or whatever.
now you tell me.
He'll tell you the whole thing is just an absolute scam from top to bottom, like all of it.
You think? I felt
Yeah.
like I was
I mean,
so
we all
ass
know
raped
that,
after
but
I
it's one
left
thing
there.
to talk to a guy that actually does it every day for a living, and he's like, "Yeah, it's just the whole thing's a scam. The
Yeah.
phones, the plans, the spiel, all of it, the store."
Pretty miraculous. Isn't
Yeah.
it? How used to you could go into a plan, I think, and get like an AT&T phone or Verizon, and it was a certain cost. But now they're like, oh, well, we have the next plan. But when you sit and do the math, you're paying more and paying the full
But if you
price
get
for the
that
for the
phone, you've got to get this new data plan, and you got to add these gigabytes to it, and you got to get this adapter that your old adapters don't work anymore, and
See, the thing is, math was never meant to be creative. That's for poetry and English and writing and stuff like that. They started getting creative with math. That's when everything went wrong.
yeah.
Yeah,
But hey,
moving decimal
life-proof.
points around.
Life-proof cases fixed that for the iPhone, though. You know that wonderful little lightning charger they supposedly have for all the iPhones? Well, if you get
Never
the
heard of it.
charging case for
Yeah.
for the life-proof case for iPhone, the charger case, it actually goes back to the old connector for the Verizon phones.
I got me an OtterBox for mine,
So.
and it's like freaking a tank. It looks
You got
like
yourself a what?
an OtterBox for my phone.
Oh, OtterBox, yeah.
Yeah. I said, I want something that's going to protect this sucker, be almost bulletproof. So you know what I'm going to do with it now?
Shoot it.
No, I'm
You're
going
gonna
to
carry it
hydro
around in your hand all the time because you can't put it in anything.
No, I can't. Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. It's ginormous. But I'm going to hydro dip that mofo.
I thought you were going to test the bulletproofness.
Well, not with the phone in it. That damn thing cost me an arm and a leg. Holy
I had to dip
crap.
it through Dizzy Whistle, whatever we call it.
Yeah, dip Dizzy Whistle.
Dip stick.
Hydro dip Dizzy Whistle. All right, so my next Jackwagon, I've got two, and this one's actually from
Ooh.
a listener, and it's from Chuck, our number one leadhead. We've designated him number one, and he has recommended that we throw, where'd it go? CNN on the Jackwagon train.
That's a no-brainer.
And,
I thought they were already there.
They
Yeah.
were. Here's the story. So
Aren't they driving it?
yeah,
The conductor.
no. Hillary and Obama are driving it. They're like the engineers of the train. But
That's for
all right,
sure.
so this is a recent story here. A Milwaukee police shooting victim. I'm sure you guys have heard about that. CNN was caught selectively editing the message to protesters from the sister of the Milwaukee police shooting victim.
Yeah.
And here's how the story goes. CNN has been caught selectively editing the controversial statements of Sherrill Smith, the sister of Milwaukee police shooting victim Sylville Sylvester the Cat Smith, who told protesters to take their violence to the suburbs. In a package that aired Monday morning, the network, after misidentifying her as Kimberly Neal, one of 23-year-old Sylville's other sisters, took portions of Smith's profanity-laced statement out of context to make it look like she was calling for peace, Newsbusters pointed out. So here's a quote. It says, "Burning down ain't gonna help nothing. Y'all burning down we need in this community. Take that to the suburbs. Burn that down. We need our we need our weaves."
Wow. I'm guessing that they burned down her favorite salon at some point. I don't know.
She had an appointment
Sound
the next day, yeah. Smith told protesters Sunday after a night of unrest in Milwaukee.
High class.
So it says,
Wow.
despite what the victim's sister actually said, though, CNN's Ana Cabrera reported that Smith was calling for peace. And then
Sounds like
left out the critical part from her broadcast soundbite. Don't bring the violence here and the ignorance here was the only part of Smith's comments that were aired by CNN and the only part that was included in the online version of the story. So,
Wow. Maybe they just spelled peace wrong.
do you
Maybe
think
maybe they were implying they already had enough ignorance.
it could?
Excellent point.
Throwing that out there.
Yep. Just throwing it out there. Let's see where it sticks.
You mean so the bottom line is CNN doctored up something to make it? I don't believe you. I don't think CNN would do something
The
like that.
media, the media
The
actually.
Clinton News Network? You got to be kidding me.
Really?
Oh,
CNN, Clinton News Network. Nice. So that is our listener appointed Jackwagon this week. CNN, and I'm going to go ahead and throw, what's her name? Sherrill Smith on there too.
There you go. Wow.
She had an appointment.
She had a date.
The part that makes me mad during all this, if we had a real, I shouldn't say this because it's the military thing, but if we had a real commander in chief, he would stand up and say, stop.
Yeah,
It's
well,
ridiculous. You lead the country from the front. You don't lead it from the rear.
it wouldn't have been to this point to begin with if we had a real leader.
Right. That's what drives me crazy.
I
But
mean,
anyway.
that's how all this. I mean, him inciting. He's the reason all this is where it's at right now. Is he's incited all this from the beginning. So, welcome to the Jackwagon train, CNN, and specifically this chick reporter Ana Cabrera.
Well, she didn't do the editing, so whoever the editor was.
She just reads the words
she
on
signed
the
off
screen.
on it though.
She asked the questions.
She axed. All right, you guys got anybody else?
Mm.
This has been a good Jackwagon train this week.
Yeah, MSNBC. I don't know. There's a bunch.
So you want to throw all the leftist news? We could do that.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, just the other, well, actually it's been almost 2 weeks ago. It's a late Jackwagon style thing, but I actually heard Channel 4 News call the AR-15 an assault rifle.
Yeah, well, it's media. You know, that's
I know.
what they do.
I know. Usually they're not that terrible, and I completely flipped my lid sitting here on the couch when I heard them say it.
Man, every time I hear AR-15, okay, I got one. Every time I hear AR-15, it makes me think of the last Captain America Civil War, okay?
Uh-huh.
Right? So, I couldn't help but notice in the beginning of the movie whenever they've got they're chasing Crossbones and those guys that are trying to steal the bioweapons or whatever, you know?
Yeah, and he calls them out and he says, we got this many things, and they're
heavily armed with AR-15s.
AR-15s, yeah.
And I'm like, oh my, that's such liberal propaganda right there in the movie. And then you got Tony Stark like funding MIT, socialism for everybody. You know, I'm like, come on, you know? Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah,
But at
that's
least
it.
they didn't call them
Civil-
assault rifles, you know?
Yeah.
Hollywood indoctrination. Yeah.
Yeah, well, who's to think that all your old heroes are the ones that are the biggest, liberals, like
Have all the
Rambo?
leverage.
Come on, man. I can't believe
Sylvester
Sylvester. I
Stallone.
used to sit on the couch with my dad and watch First Blood. Are you
Mhm.
kidding me? Man, come on.
I know.
And Matt Damon, the Bourne,
Oh yeah. Yeah, he went on some rant
biggest
about
hypocrite.
Australia doing things right?
Yeah, exactly. He
Yeah.
made it, he's on the Jackwagon train, so.
All right.
So Sylvester Stallone.
I feel better then.
I'll sleep tonight.
All right, guys, that's it for our Jackwagon train. Another super long train, but the gunny can handle it. He's got big shoulders. Nordic Components is an American-owned manufacturing company proud to produce quality products right here in the USA. As a company, we continually invest in our manufacturing capabilities to ensure that all of our products are the highest quality and most efficiently produced parts available. The Nordic Components business consists of two segments, manufacturing and sales. Our manufacturing business works to provide custom machine components for a variety of applications, with our specialty being firearm components. The sales business produces lines of branded firearm accessories to enhance and elevate the shooting experience. We are a company owned and operated by individuals devoted to shooting sports, and many of us shoot competitively. We attend and sponsor a number of events around the country each year where we listen to you, the consumer, and are proud to say that all of our firearm components are a direct result of your input. As a firearms accessory provider, our aim is simple: provides shooting enthusiasts with innovative products of uncompromising performance and reliability. Nordic Components. Check us out at nordiccomp.com. All right, so let's get back and talk a little bit more about 3-gun. And so you guys, you just finished up with the Pro-Am up at Rockcastle. And I know all of y'all are scheduled for many more through different parts of the country. I'm actually headed back up to Rockcastle this weekend. And by the time everybody hears this, I will have already been there. But I'm going to cover the charity shoot that they're having for the Night Stalkers up there this week. And that's the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment based out of Fort Campbell. They're having a little fundraising shoot for one of their organizations that helps supports the wounded and what would you say, people within their regiment that need help. It should be a good time. It's a 2-gun competition is what they're gonna have. Tried to get Casey to go with me, but he's gonna be going. Where's it you're going?
I'm still undecided right now. There's a match in Jackson, Tennessee at TSF, or there's one at K&M Precision with Jason Redding.
Okay.
It's an all-pistol match, so I don't know.
But I'm going to go. I'm going to take the studio up there, and I'm going to do some interviews and hopefully get some cool stories from some of those guys from the 160th.
I'm sure they will have very entertaining stories. Maybe
They have a very lengthy history behind them. There's another big war too. Well, not really it was a conflict that turned into a war, and you probably know what it is.
So hopefully we'll get some good stories from those guys. What do you got coming up, Chad?
On the schedule, most of the stuff I've got for the next couple months is just marketing stuff.
Just marketing stuff.
marketing.
Yeah.
It's not gun related.
Got to pay the bills.
Well, you got you're going to go to the Iraq Vet shoot, right? In October, 1st October.
Sure.
You're going to that, right?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I always go, but it's always last minute.
Yeah. And then do you
yeah,
guys
that's always
do
fun.
the Big 3? Big 3 East? I lost somebody.
I'm here.
Call drop. Chad dropped the call. Drop the ball.
Drop the ball. Chad's dropping balls.
Let the beat drop.
So what other tricks do you know about Glocks, Nick?
Send it to agency.
Yeah, they're expensive as hell.
Man, they're good though.
They are. Damn.
I like the front. I like front serrations on my Glock.
I do too, because I like the grab up there. And
Yes, I did too. And then I've got S3F barrels in mine. They're good barrels. Of course, Glock is a good barrel, but if you want to upgrade the barrel, that S3F barrel's good. Adjustable sights.
I got Dawson's
necessary.
adjustables.
Yeah, that's what I run.
Okay.
Here he
Oh,
is.
there's Chad.
Chad. Chatty Chad.
Did you say Shad?
I said Chatty Chad.
Hey, fellas. Sorry, I don't know what happened there.
There he is. Okay.
I'm back.
Hey, no problem. All right, so I think we're talking about where everybody's going to shoot next. So, Nick.
Yeah.
Where are you headed next to?
Lake House.
Yeah, we're going to the Lake House. We're going to the Generation 3 gun in Osage Beach, Missouri.
Missouri.
It's going to be awesome. The weather's there. The weather there is always good. The venue is awesome. If it had a lodge, it would be just as much fun as Rockcastle, but they don't have a lodge.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Maybe there's one to come.
And then, let's see, the week after that, I'll be in West Virginia for the NRA World Championship.
At VIR? Nice.
No, at Peacemaker.
That's in
Peacemaker.
October. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll see. After that, I got 2 night matches coming up. I got the Walking Dead night match, and then Starlight Championship after that.
Where's The Walking Dead?
It is up in Crescent, Texas. So
Sweet.
it's
that-
about
I love
halfway
that
between
range
Austin and
there.
Dallas.
Tell
Hey, I
me.
got a question. What does everyone think of these new Daniel Defense 32-round mags?
32 round mags?
And that what a PMAG is?
I think I gave mine away.
That's what all of mine are, yeah. I just keep stuffing them in there until it stops.
Did they give those away at the Rockcastle?
Yeah, I've gotten one in like last couple of matches.
So how were the prizes? They look pretty awesome at the event.
Tim won, and he got a Surgeon rifle. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's really good.
And, let's see. I think after that it was mixture of some AR-15s and a couple of pistols, a little higher-end pistols. There was a Kel-Tec shotgun on the prize table I saw.
I saw a CMR, too.
Yeah. What?
And a PMR, yeah.
Oh, really?
You had a PMR and a CMR?
No, it was a PMR, KSG, sub 2000. There may be multiples of those, but I think a lot of that stuff went on the amateur table.
Yeah, I heard that amateur table was pretty stacked.
Yeah. It was.
I didn't see it, but I heard.
Yeah.
It was extremely stacked. I could have swore I saw CMR on there because I was like, I'm gonna just see if I can't.
There may have been. I don't know. I don't do that part.
What'd you walk off with, Nick? I thought you walked off with a rifle.
Yeah, it was a rifle. One of the piston Adams arms, I think.
Nice. You know what? Nordic had an upper on one of the on the amateur table.
They had a complete rifle on the.
Did they?
Yeah, on the pro table.
So I had no idea. Did you know that
They didn't
were?
even tell us.
I know.
Oh, it looked pretty good too. It was a nice looking rifle.
Thanks, Zach. Thanks for telling us, bud.
Yeah.
So we could pimp y'all out. No, I had no idea they had any sponsorships there. So
I didn't either. They didn't.
womp,
They just told me they were sending me.
Womp, fail. So, the competitions that you're most looking forward to coming up. Nick, go.
Competitions plural or the one competition?
The one that the.
Man, I gotta
really
go. I gotta go with
this
Starlight. I gotta go Starlight 3-gun because it's about 20 minutes from my house at my home range, and it's in the dark. There's a live band playing the whole match.
Nice.
They feed you good food, and last year I won 20 grand. So hopefully I can repeat.
Yeah. Nice. Who gives cash out on their 3-gun competition?
It was Timney. It was the inaugural Timney Cup. So it happens to be one of my sponsors this year. But
yeah,
they put up a whole bunch of money for the prizes last year, and I got my name engraved first on the inaugural Timney Cup.
Nice.
No, guys. There's 2 O's in Goose.
I think the plaque for the alternates is in the ladies' room. Casey, that's me and you, buddy.
There it is. That's it.
Y'all definitely need to get hooked up with that 3-gun competition.
It's fun. Good. Lights and lasers, and all the stages are lit up with like red. Last year they had red and blue lights pointed at everything, so really you could shoot it without any lights on. But we all put big, super bright flashlights on our guns and run around with point lasers at everything. So it's
Man,
a lot of fun.
Sounds right up my alley.
Yeah, and they had it was like a kind of like a jazz / blues / swing band playing. It was like a 11-piece band playing last year. It was awesome.
Wow.
That is badass.
What month is that? When is that?
It's the weekend of November 12th, I think.
November 12th. I think I'm free.
Fly down here.
Hells yeah.
You can fly into Austin or fly into San Antonio. Both are about equal distance to the range.
I may just bring the lead sled. How long a drive is that from Tennessee? About
you're south of Nashville, or where are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably 11 hours.
Oh, I can do that.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Just jump on an airplane.
You need a co-pilot.
Because I got this thing called the lead sled that's got Kel-Tec's logo on it, and if I drive it from Tennessee,
I'll give you a freaking decal. Just bring it with you. Slap it on your luggage.
Well, hey, if he needs a co-pilot, I come with him. I have to bring all my 3-gun gear too.
Moving
there you
billboard.
go. And here's the deal: you got to bring more than just your 3-gun gear. Well, you don't have to, but you can use whatever guns you want. Like everything's legal. There's no divisions or anything like that. So it's open plus open. So the only thing you can't do the only thing you can't do is use like 2 pistols on one stage or whatever, something like that. You can use different pistols on each stage, or you can use different shotguns or what. I just ran my regular gear last year.
Can you run double shotguns if you want to?
You can't run 2 shotguns on one stage, but you could run different shotguns for different stages. Like you could run a little SPR for one stage, or you could run a Sega for one stage, or you could run a Kel-Tec for one stage, whatever. Yeah,
that would be.
See,
awesome.
I'm gonna do a limited division. I'm gonna have a red dot on everything. That's what I'm used to at the military anyway. So that's a freak, man. Hey, we need Kalashnikov USA, or I could get Kel-Tec.
I want to see somebody use a freaking Python.
Okay. I am rethinking this now. So lead sled loaded up with whatever we want.
Yes.
Man.
Yes.
That is pretty sweet.
Well, I mean, there's caliber restrictions. You'd have to shoot 9mm or better.
Chad,
whatever
you
stuff
drive
like that.
up to my house.
We can
We'll
get
leave
creative
from
with
my
that.
house and we'll head up there.
But dude, imagine the Kel-Tec shotgun with lasers on it. Just blasting away.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
That's what I'm thinking. Starting out with 15, or maybe the Glock Sub 2000 with a can on it for some of the pistol stuff.
Whoa!
Heck yeah,
Ooh.
that'd be bad to the bone.
That would be awesome.
I'm gonna run. I forgot to take them last year, but I'm gonna run 33 round mags in my Glock this year. Probably have a couple different rifles set up. A little bitty short one, and then a nice long one, and different optics and different lasers and whatever.
That's cool. Is there any long range?
NVGs?
Whoa! Too many people talking. What?
Right.
Everybody's excited. They're like, "Whoa!"
One at a time. One at a time.
Is it long range? Like
overload.
lit up long range?
Probably out to 200, and the targets are lit, so you can see them in your optic.
Dude, that is so cool.
Is it a partial night vision style thing too?
I don't know if they let you shoot with night vision. I know because Chuck Anderson runs it. I know when he ran the Crimson Trace match, which is what this is kind of the next step of, they would let people run it with night vision. But I don't know if they'll let you do that here.
It's the most awesome 3-gun ever.
I would love to have a set of PV-14s or something like that and do some NVG with a PAC-2 or whatever they call it now. The new IR lasers, they call them different things. We ran with PAC-2s in Iraq in 2004 and 5, so I don't know. But you could totally take one filter off that thing and then use the other side as the laser. So you basically got a flashlight that's IR, and you don't need any flashlights if you're running
You
NVGs.
just blown everybody's minds.
Silence.
I'm in.
A pin drop.
Sign me up.
So now everybody's just added that one to their next gotta do competition.
Yeah. Good luck getting in.
I was just going to ask you about how many competitors and when does sign up close and all that.
There's probably about 120 for the main match, and then about another 100 that shoot with the ROs, I would guess. Mm-hmm. But it opened probably 6 months ago, so you have to get on.
Yeah, that's full.
Well, maybe sure. They for sponsors or whatever, they may be able to get another couple people in or something.
Why don't we get Nordic?
That sounds awesome.
We need to send them the information, definitely.
All of a sudden, the prize table goes through the roof, and there's like 280 competitors.
The prize table was ridiculous last year. I mean, it was there was a shoot off.
Holy shit, $20,000.
Well, yeah. So that was the shoot off. At the end, the top 5 were in the shoot off for $5,000. I won that, and then the match. First place was 15. Second place was I can't remember exactly, but I think it was like $5,000 plus a rifle that was like $3,000. Third place was like $3,000 plus a rifle that was $2,000, and I think fourth place even paid like $1,000. What
was like 43rd place? Because that's probably where I went.
I don't know.
You're optimistic, man.
I got out of there before somebody jumped me.
I'll tell you what, man. If it's anything like the Pro-Am prize table, Brandon walked off. The guy that was shooting with us, Nick, Brandon Gibson.
Yep.
He walked off with a freaking Canic. That's like a $600 pistol.
What place? I don't know what place he finished in.
He was like 68th or something.
No, he was not.
Yeah, he was too.
There's no way.
Yeah. I'm not even kidding.
Huh.
I had to go back and look, but yeah.
Huh.
Man, 68 still getting a gun?
People get all hung up on guns though. Wow, yeah, 68 getting a gun, but I don't know. People go get hung up on like I'm trying to think of a good example.
I look at it as a bargaining chip.
Well, yeah, well, there's that too. Yeah,
but just
trade bait.
Sometimes I'd rather get $800 worth of stuff than a $250 gun. Like,
right.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, depends on what type of firearm you get. I mean, if it's worth some money and you don't need it, you've got great sponsors. I mean, you can always buy more gear if you need more gear, trade it in or something,
Right.
Yeah.
Sell it. Sorry.
All right, let's get back on track.
We weren't?
I thought we were.
Chad, do you have a competition?
Excuse me.
Yes,
we'll run the show from here on out.
I just got all caught up in that that 3-gun count. That's
Starlight
awesome.
3-gun.
That's because it's the coolest thing ever.
It is.
Marty, we so got to hit up Nordic. They got to sponsor it.
Yeah. No
I'm going to start planning vacation right now.
There you go.
So with that, not counting Starlight or Starbright, first star I see tonight. Chad, what's your upcoming event that you're most looking forward to?
Shoot, that's a good question.
It is.
Shot show? No.
Shot show.
I think I just signed up for. Yeah, I know, right? The worst thing ever. I just signed up for the what is that? The Fort Benning multi-gun in December. So pretty excited about that. But I mean, really, just anything the boss is willing to send me to.
Yeah, you're just happy to go, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
You just
See, that's where I need to be. I wish my boss was willing to send me to several things, but it doesn't work that way when you're fireman.
Yeah.
Call me the fireman. Casey, what are you looking forward to? What you got coming up?
You know, I don't know.
Say
I'm over
Jackson
there.
either. Jackson don't count.
No. But they do put on a good match, though. I'll give them some props. But but actually, it was the Fort Benning, the match. I actually planned to go to it.
You going to that one too?
I got plans to. I don't know I don't know though, because
when is that one, guys? When's Fort Benning?
3rd to the
1st through 4th of December.
1st through 4th, yeah.
Oh, it's in December? Okay.
I'm a little confused about something going on there, but hopefully I get it straightened out. So last year there was pretty much no prize table. And
Are you serious?
Yeah, and then this year on the website it says minimal prize table, but yet the match sponsorship to get in is $25,000 in product and $5,000 in cash. And then the lowest level sponsorship is $9,000 in product and $1,000 in cash. So I'm kind of wondering where that money's going and where all those products are going.
Hey, I've got an alternative for you, Chad.
What's up? Lay it on me.
Not a match.
It's going to the USAMU so they can kick our asses again every year. More ammo for Horner to practice.
Yeah, so I mean, we're not sponsoring the match because that's just ridiculous. But the entry fee was like $120 or something. It's cheap. So, and it's right down the street from us basically. So
yeah,
we're just gonna drive up. And the match itself, I mean,
it's in Florida.
No, it's in Georgia.
Oh, okay.
But at Fort Benning. It's actually at Fort Benning.
It's at Fort Benning. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So the match, I looked up, the videos and stuff from last year and talked to some friends that shot it, and they said it was just super fun. So. It looked like a good time. So
it looked kind of like Iron Man-ish almost.
Yeah, there's not a ton of like physical stuff. It kind of looks that way, but it wasn't. Yeah, it's nothing like Iron Man. But I don't know. Stage designs look pretty cool. So this looks like a good time. I got a good friend that has a house right there in Fort Benning's backyard. So it's just an excuse to go up, shoot a fun match, and have a good time with some buddies.
Well, I got two good friends down there, Patrick and Ryan Franks. Shoot for the USAMU, so. Yeah,
nice. Okay.
Oh, and Chad, I just want to congratulate you on your 8-year friendship with Jason.
Thanks.
Did that pop up on Facebook as a notification?
Yeah.
Jason the Killer from Friday the 13th, or
Jason?
Oh, Jason! I've known that kid since I was like 6.
Yeah, it's on your Facebook page.
Oh,
Jason and Chad are celebrating 8 years of friendship on Facebook.
Hey, Nick, is this the real you?
That's me. I just sent it.
Okay. I gotta ask because I get all these fake ones now, especially from 3-gunners. It's weird.
It's ISIS.
Freaking just creepers, man. Right? I know, right? ISIS all the time. I get them.
Not today, ISIS.
No, not today. Not today. Man, speaking of which, that video is hilarious. Matt Best, the one where he's in the shower and he's like, got the 249. Not today, ISIS. Not today. I love it.
Have y'all seen Range 15?
Yes.
I need to watch it.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's hilarious. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so stupid. It's hilarious.
It's awesome.
Well, I wasn't expecting it to be like, a freaking...
Yeah, there's no Academy Award winners there.
Right.
All the celebrity camos that are in it, it's great. It's awesome. I'm not going to ruin it and tell you who's in it, but...
Yeah, I'm going to have to watch it for sure.
You're going to love it. Is that Jim Irwin with you? That's Jim Irwin.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
I know Jim.
Your profile picture?
What? My profile picture is just me.
Chad Enos. No, it's you and Jim Irwin's right there.
Oh, you're talking about the banner. Yeah. Yeah, that was for Veteran Sportsmen's Alliance. We took you see the other guy standing next to me?
On the left?
Yeah, he's a Team 6 guy that we took out on a hog hunt.
Okay.
Yeah,
he looks familiar. I think I may know. What's his name?
Yeah, he's still working. So
yeah.
In fact, I can't believe he let me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why ain't that blurted out? But no, I saw Irwin on there. I was like, fuck, that's Jim.
Yeah, that was that was one of the best weeks I've ever spent with a group of people. Man, it was amazing. Very cool. And we got to shoot that Shytac rifle at the bottom there. We were shooting at a boulder, about I don't know, maybe 5 feet in diameter, if you could give it a diameter. It was odd shape, but it was like a 5-foot boulder at about 400 yards, and we broke it in half with that rifle.
Awesome.
We just kept shooting at it until it just fell apart.
That's cool.
It was awesome.
And now it's time for the Talking Lead, which is unsponsored segment right now. Facts to fight the myth.
Brought to you by Keltec.
Today brought to you by Keltec.
All right.
And I think our guest Nick has something hunting related for us today. Nick, what do you got?
So, lately I've been doing a lot of hunting at night, hunting predators and pigs and everything like that, just try and get rid of some of the pests, around for local ranchers. And I don't remember who I was talking to. Somebody, it may have just been in passing, like we were going out hunting and ran into somebody at a convenience store, and they're basically giving us a bunch of crap for going out and blasting small furry animals. But in specific, we were talking about fox, right? Uh-huh. And gray fox down here, and a lot of people, don't really know why you'd want to go shoot some fox other than they're fur bearers, and there's people that skin them and sell their hide or whatever. But other than that, they're like detrimental to the turkey population. And I just learned this about 2 years ago.
Okay.
Because we've always gone out and shot them because they're a predator, or they're a varmint, whatever. Mm-hmm. And there's no closed season on them or whatever. But
coyotes.
Yeah, and coyotes are bad for the turkey too, but here's the crazy part is gray fox can climb trees, right? Mm. So they have retractable claws like a cat, and they'll get up there and they'll chase the turkey around until they get tired, and they'll latch on, but they also eat the eggs. So anytime they lay a clutch of eggs, then the fox will get in there and just tear them up. So anyway, fun fact, shooting fox is actually beneficial to the turkey population.
Very good.
Nice.
And we can't go Thanksgiving without turkeys, so...
That's true.
There you go, full circle.
True. Thanksgiving would no longer exist.
Can anybody tell me how many pounds of turkey are consumed during Thanksgiving?
Oh, man. Do you know, do you have the fact?
No, I don't. I was asking.
I'm going to go with 1 billion.
That could be a good trivia question.
Yeah, you got to think, how many people are in the U.S., right? 300 million people.
Yeah, but they don't celebrate it just in...
Well, yeah, that's true, but,
military overseas. And.
Well, I'm just thinking round numbers here, so...
Let me see if there's a Google number on this.
I'm going to go with... Well, we all got to get our guesses in before you give us the fact.
All right. Let's get your guesses.
All right, let me do some math in my head.
Give me a number of turkeys, not poundage.
Oh, number of turkeys.
Yeah. How many turkeys do you think are consumed?
Oh, well, that changes things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 50 million.
Okay, 50 million. I don't want to hear any keyboards clicking.
I see Casey staring at the computer screen.
Yeah, I don't really know.
Busted.
We're talking worldwide on Thanksgiving, right? Or
yeah, on just Thanksgiving, not Christmas and Easter. And
I'll give you a fun fact while everybody's thinking about it.
All right.
In India, Americans that celebrate Thanksgiving over there eat peacocks.
I heard peacocks good.
Because they don't have turkeys?
Yep, and they're about the same size, and they're a bird.
They're tasty.
I'm going to lowball it. I'm going to go 35.
They taste good with gravy. 35? All right, Casey's 35.
You're going lowball?
Yeah, 35 million. That's what I was.
35 million's a low ball? I thought low ball was like $1, Bob.
I'll go high then. I'll say.
You don't want to split the difference?
Man, I want to say 50, but isn't that what you said, Nick?
He said,
that's what I
got
said.
50, I got 35.
All right, I go 55.
55
You're
million.
going 55.
I think we're all high.
Casey's low, and you two are high.
Oh, that means I win. I'm closest.
You are. It's 46 million.
Boom!
So you almost nailed it, Nick.
What'd I win from Caltech?
And tell them what they've won, Don Pardo.
Private message me. I'll send you a swag pack.
46 million turkeys are eaten each Thanksgiving, 22 million on Christmas, and 19 million on Easter. I didn't know turkey was big on Easter.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't either. I thought people ate rabbits.
Rabbits and eggs. 736 million pounds of turkey were consumed in the United States. In 2011, that's not even an updated number. There's a bunch more turkey eaters in America since then.
Well, I was close on my pounds.
Is that the poundage you were going?
I said a billion, but...
a billion? That's damn near it. It's probably close to that now.
Yeah,
So
maybe.
that was 2011 stats.
What makes you think it went up?
Because the population has gone up. Immigrants have come in since then.
Yeah, I was going to say, but the people coming in probably don't celebrate those holidays.
But they eat turkey. They love them some turkey and chicken.
Yeah.
Well,
And it's on sale. That's the key. Even if you're not celebrating, it's on sale.
That's right.
That's right.
It's the cheap meat of the day. Well, all right. Anybody else want to have another fact to fight the myth? We're going to wrap that section up. No other interesting facts?
Come on, nothing, boys.
Come on, Casey. Give us something. Casey, give us something about Glock from the weekend.
Glock from the weekend? I don't know. Run a lighter spring if you're shooting lighter loads. That's all I know.
So the fact would be you can change the recoil spring in a Glock and have better success.
Exactly. Hey, and you know what, though? That is funny that you say that, because I did read that on Glock's actual webpage. Somebody put that on Glock's page, that the Glock 34 comes with a 17-pound spring factory. And he was having the same problem that I was having, Nick. And he said he put either a 14 or a 15-pound, which doesn't really make much, but put that in, and it started working better.
Well, and it's not even running lighter loads. You're running 147 grain bullet going like 950 or something like that. I mean, that's still pretty high power factor. You know, it's over minor. So
I'm
pretty sure you could run a Glock with a ham sandwich in it.
I've seen that. I've seen it with peanut butter.
That was the AK, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I've seen a Glock run too. There's this
I think
dude
a Glock will eat a ham sandwich too.
There's this dude that baked one. He put it in like caramel and peanut butter. I don't know. He baked it. Have you seen that?
That's awesome.
Oh, it was, yeah. And then he pulled it out and he tried to shoot it, and it shot like one round.
So he didn't try to shoot it. He was successful in shooting it.
Yes.
Yeah. I think I saw that. It's an old video, right?
Yeah, it's old.
Yeah. Well, I saw Iraq vet try to cook one off. He put he had a full auto. Was that a Glock 18 or whatever?
Mm-hmm. Or 17 conversion.
1,200 rounds in stick mags, and he just went one after another until the gun was literally eating itself from the inside, and it just kept firing.
I saw that they had to replace the guide rod, right, with a steel guide rod about halfway through. Yeah, I saw that. That was awesome. Yeah, the only thing that failed was the guide rod melted, and then when they put the steel guide rod in, it kept going.
Yeah, it just kept on going. It was white hot. Yeah, I think he was wearing like oven mitts or something. That's crazy.
All right, good fact to fight the myth there, Nick. We appreciate that.
You got it. We didn't talk about gear.
And,
we didn't at all.
How are we going to wrap this up without talking about gear?
All right, we got to talk about gear.
Got to plug a couple of sponsors.
Yeah.
Freedom Munitions. Boom.
So let's get into the gear that these guys use in their 3-gun competitions. And I guess, it depends on the competition on what you gear up for. But for a basic 3-gun competition, who wants to go first? Just give us your loadout. Chad, you go first.
Question.
Yeah.
Okay. You mean like we're talking about all of our gear?
Yeah. Your shell holders, your holsters, your shoes. I mean, everything.
Okay,
Shirts,
holsters I made in a
pants.
toaster oven in my garage.
Nice.
No joke. They work though. I run Warren scope mounts, Vortex optics, of course Freedom munitions. I shoot the Celtic RDB for my rifle. Shoot a Benelli.
Do you mod out the KSG?
Yeah, it's a little tricked out.
What do you do to it?
Yeah, just some little work on the inside, polishing some things up, lightening some things up, and then just I got a comp on it, and other than that, basically everything's cosmetic. It just looks cooler than anything out of the box.
Yeah.
And then for shotgun, I run a Benelli M2 that James Casanova so graciously tricked out for me here pretty recently. And I've always hated the shotgun. I mean, I've just it's one of those guns I've always dealt with.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm becoming an addict. I'm starting to love it. So digging that.
Growing on you a little bit.
Yep. And then for pistol, go back and forth between Glock 17 and an STI. Kind of depends on the match and conditions and stuff. Because
what have you done to your Glock?
STIs aren't cheap, and
No.
I try not to get it as muddy and dirty as possible. So
What have you done to your Glock?
the Glock, not much. I just got a Zev trigger system in it and some Terran tactical sights, and then Zev magwell thing.
You got your big
base plates,
sweetie in there
all
with
that.
you, don't you?
What's that?
You got your big sweetie in the room with you, don't you? Somebody's
Which
got
one?
their dog with them. I hear it.
Oh, Charlie, yeah. Yeah, he wants to
Charlie.
go out. I'm ignoring him. Yeah.
He'll shit on the carpet. Don't ignore
No,
that.
and then carbon arms. I just use carbon arms, backbones, pinwheels, belt stuff, et cetera, et cetera.
So do you find that there's certain gloves or anything like that you wear during your competitions that help you out?
I don't wear gloves.
No gloves? Okay.
No.
What about any kind of like brace or anything like that for your arm or your wrist or nothing?
I feel like this is a trick question. Is there?
Come on, the only time you're allowed to wear gloves is when you're like resetting steel targets. That's,
Yeah, and
let's get
for
real
that,
here,
for
Mark.
that it's a set of
God
mechanics. Yeah.
What about
I actually used to wear a glove because I used to do strong hand reloads with the shotgun, and I'd wear a glove just in case the gun rolled over on my hand because that happened to me one time.
ouch.
So I got scared, started wearing a glove, but I've since
kinda
switched to doing weekend. So
The when you wear a glove, it makes your wrist a little limp.
It'll go limp wrist.
yeah, so that's all I got, and then running Magpul mags.
What kind of
Good for
ammo
me.
you running?
Freedom munitions.
Okay.
Yeah, they take care of us. Just Jansen's a friend of mine, so we just it's not like a contract or anything like that. But if we need ammo for a big match, they'll drop ship it for us and take care of us like last minute and stuff. So
Cool.
I always give props to them, and it's good ammo. It runs.
And you use Warren scope mounts?
Correct. Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Casey?
Well, me, let's see, for the belt, I actually wear Blade Tech. Mr. Wagner at Blade Tech's a really, really nice guy. He's actually helped me. He's outfitted me with all the gear that I needed for, as far as, holsters, the belt, mag pouches on that end, the tech locks and, TMMS systems. Those are really, really nice for changing out your gear real quick on your belt. Cause you can just pull it, pop it right off and put something else on, like Invictus Practical holsters and stuff, holders for your shells and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, I'm switching over slowly to the Glocks. I've found that they just fit my hand better. It's kind of one of those things, I'm still fairly fresh in 3-gun. The more things that you shoot, try, and do, you realize that you, had a different taste for something, you didn't even know it.
Jack?
What were you running before, Casey?
Smith & Wesson.
Oh, the MPs?
Yeah, the MMP, I've got one tricked out by Apex, with the red flatty, Ford set red flatty and, the Apex barrel. And it actually shoots really good. I've just found that the Glock something about it just sits flat in my hand, and I don't know how to explain it. Not fighting it, just going with it because it works.
That's part of the game. Figure out what works for you for sure.
Believe me, I would like to have 2011s, but haven't gotten deep pockets yet. But other than that, of course, I run the Mossberg shotguns, the JM Pro 930. It's a good shotgun, and then of course Nordic Components, primary sponsor. Use their rifle.
You're using Nordic Components on your shotgun too.
Yeah, that and the tube extensions and all that. So
you're not just using stock. You go and you guys are, you're modding out these guns with different companies' accessories and things to help you, with your accuracy, with your additional ammunition loads,
Yeah.
So talk about that too.
Well, my ammunition sponsor I've got is Detroit Ammunition. Ezio does some really good work with ammo. Anything that I really want made, he'll make for me. And that's the cool part about it. He's also an RN in Detroit. So we have war stories going back and forth about what I do at work at the fire hall and what he's doing as a RN. He's an ER nurse, in Detroit. So he sees a lot of stuff.
Gotta test some of those new loads.
But,
Detroit.
Yeah. But if I ask for he makes me some specialty bullets like 55 grain, Hornady VMAXs, or I'm actually going to try out some new stuff, some 68, boat tail hollow points from Hornady and see how they work. And he loads them. And
I can tell you how they work. They work much better.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when you're hitting steel at a long range, because there's no question whether you hit it or not.
Well, that and they buck the wind a lot better and they just fly straighter.
Oh yeah. But he's pretty flawless on his loads. I've not had any malfunctions with pistol ammo at all, as far as like just not firing or any of that. So they make some solid ammo.
As long as you don't lean up against the 2x4.
Yeah, well, yeah, with my shotgun, of course, yeah. But they don't really do a lot of shotgun stuff. They do subsonic slugs. Their big specialty is a lot of subsonic ammo, which is fun in silencers. But, he makes hot load 5.56.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, that's pretty much it on that end. I mean, as far as gear goes.
Yeah.
So.
Nick.
Yes, sir.
Hit us.
Oh, where do you want to start?
Let's start with your toes and work our way up.
All right. All right. So I like to trim my nails the week before the match.
That's crucial.
That is crucial.
You don't want toe jam going on down there. No ingrown.
So I've worn the Solomon Spike Cross for probably the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty awesome. They're made for running on ice. So they have these little carbide spikes in the bottom of them that do really good on like wet wood surfaces, which we tend to find ourselves on a lot for some reason.
Interesting, yes.
And they're not too bad on concrete. If we're on just a sidewalk, then I'll switch back to regular tennis shoes. But if you're on like mixed rocks or whatever, they're not bad. So
because that's something. That's something that's really overlooked in this competition. Because you gotta have some good sure feet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're running these courses.
You wipe out while you're running with a gun, it can be bad for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Rockcastle this year was a perfect example of that.
Yeah. Sure. I don't think it wouldn't have mattered what you were wearing this weekend or Rockcastle.
There was a guy who he switched out and put some cleats on, and running downhill in the mud, it looked like he had no problem. It looked like it was perfectly dry for him.
Yeah, if I had to pick one shoe to wear for the weekend at Rockcastle this weekend, it probably would have been like some metal baseball cleats.
Yeah,
for sure.
Something that digs but doesn't gum up or anything.
Some butter tires. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're general overall good shoe. They wear out pretty quick. Is my biggest complaint.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Pants we're wearing this year. The Cobalt team is wearing 511s. We're wearing the strike pants. They're nice and flexible. Whenever you get down in position, you get a nice bend in the knee. Let's see. Belt, I'm wearing a CR Speed. And I'm not really particular on a belt as long as it's a good, rigid belt,
Yeah.
Holds up well. And then we're wearing, our jerseys from Techwear. They're, in my opinion, the best jerseys out there.
Absolutely.
Let's see. How about rifle? So shooting the Cobalt Kinetics rifle, the BAMF Edge, which is kind of a hybrid between the two guns that they've come out with.
Mm-hmm.
The
everything. Evolve and the
right.
The Edge.
Everything's made in house. It's awesome.
Which brake do you have on yours?
It's also a Cobalt Kinetics brake. So we're all running the. That's what's so awesome about the gun is everything's made in house other than like the barrel, the bolt carrier group, the parts kit, the trigger, And really, that's about it. You know,
the one that
everything
you're
else-
running is it got all the patented features that the Cobalt's famous for, with the drop mag and the dual.
So
bolt
we hadn't started.
prop?
We hadn't started running those yet. They're still like pre-production, just tweaking those to get them just right. But I'm running the one that's the dual drop, so it's got the double forward or double forward assist that are also bolt releases.
Right.
Which I actually used this past weekend in Kentucky on the stage. I can't remember. We had one stage where I think it was the one where you slide through the tube. We could start with it locked open. And it's so nice to be able to jam that mag in and at the same time have your thumb on the forward assist, and you can drop the bolt almost simultaneously. So, you know, we're talking fractions of a second, but fractions of a second are what win, you know.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
On the rifle, I got the Warren scope mount, of course. Let's see, I'm running a Swaro 1-6. Timney trigger. Timney's one of my sponsors. Proof Research. It's funny. Proof Research was my sponsor last year and this year also, but whenever we were talking about the Cobalt guns, Cobalt was like, yeah, we're going to run these proof barrels if everybody's cool with it. And I was like, hell yeah, I'm cool with it.
Absolutely. Extra
and it's
ka-ching for me.
Well, it's the carbon fiber barrel, you know, so I mean, it's super light.
Yes.
It's about a half a pound lighter than a regular barrel.
That's huge.
Yeah. I mean, you cut a half a pound out of the end of the gun, and it just balances so nice.
Badass.
Shooting Gorilla ammo through that thing. Gorilla's a smaller, moderate size precision rifle or precision ammo manufacturer.
Where are they out of?
They're in Florida.
Okay.
I'm shooting for everything under 300 yards. I'm shooting 55 grains. They shoot a nice tight group, but like we've already discussed, the 69s cut the wind a little bit better, and the 69s that Gorilla is making are their Sierra Bowtail hollow points, and they're the Match Kings, and they're just like laser beams. I mean, they're coming out at like 2850 or 2900 or something. I mean, it's crazy.
Proven bullets, yeah, over and over again, yeah.
Let's see, shooting pistol ammo from them too. They've got self-defense round out right now. They're loading me match ammo and practice ammo. They don't have that available to the public, but I'm shooting basically the equivalent of what their self-defense load is ballistically. So, let's see, what else? Pistol, I'm shooting the Agency Arms Glock. We already mentioned that a little bit.
Yeah.
It's got front serrations, slides lightened. It's got an RMR cut or an optic cut, whatever you want to call it. It's got an agency trigger in it, which is the absolute best trigger I've ever felt in a Glock. When they sent it to me, I put it on the weight, you know, to test the pull, and it's a pound. The first one they sent me was 1.25 pounds. The second one they sent me was 1.75 pounds, and I just changed some parts around a little bit and got them both to 1.5 pounds because I just wanted them just both exactly the same. And it's, I mean, incredibly smooth. Still a good reset. So I was super excited about that.
Do you do anything with your grip?
So they reduce the grip. They take the front finger grooves off, you know, so it doesn't. Basically, the gun doesn't determine where you put your hand. You know, your hand and your grip does.
Right.
And then they undercut the trigger. They'll either do a single or a double undercut. Mine's a single. I prefer the single over the double. And then they can take the like right where the beaver tail is. They can take that a little bit higher if you want.
Mm-hmm.
So. It's all stippled and everything like that. So they do. I mean, it's 100% custom gun. It's S3F Solutions barrel in it. And there, I mean, it's just a tack driver. We were shooting earlier today, 6-inch, the little tombstone targets at like 40 yards, you know, just 8 for 8, you know, no big deal.
Wow.
So.
Well, that tells me right there how I like the S3F barrels.
Let's see. The pistol goes in a Safariland ALS holster. I prefer the retention holster, just so that way I don't have to worry about it popping out, you know.
Get no Dairy Queens.
Yeah, you know, I'll lose maybe 1/10 of a second on the draw with it, you know, so it's not a big deal when you're talking about never having a gun come out on accident.
Right.
And then let's see, shotgun. I'm shooting.
Make up for it with that 1.5 pound trigger.
Do what?
You can make up for it with that 1.5 pound trigger.
Right. Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. Shotgun. Yep. Yeah.
Shotgun.
Benelli, just Benelli M2. The port was cut by Guns Plus here in Georgetown, Texas. and nothing crazy. It's just a stock gun with a few Nordic components thrown on there. Bigger charging handle. I think I've got a Terran bolt release on it, and
extension tube, obviously.
Yeah, Nordic extension tube, and that's about it. I don't go crazy with the shotgun because it's the most finicky gun there is. Out of the three, so you don't want to modify too much. I'd rather it be reliable. So, and then to hold the shells, I've got the Carbon Arms pinwheels. They're kind of like everything. You can either have something that's going to be faster or more reliable. I tend to lean towards the more reliable, and they don't drop shells. Nothing comes out of them. They're a little bit harder to get them out, but once they're in, you don't have to worry about running around and losing them.
Agreed.
Absolutely. So what are you guys running for your ears? Your Ear Pro and your Eye Pro?
I'm running, what's the freaking electronic green ears that everybody wears?
Yeah, we're all going to say the same thing. The Impact?
Yeah.
Howard Light Impacts?
Yeah, Howard Light, yeah. So
same here.
They're
I
awesome.
put one, for rifle or whatever, I put one foamy in one ear, so nothing fancy.
Yeah, I'm not even running those anymore. I guess because my ears suck anyway from the military. But there's a guy that local. I honestly think it's just called Ear Pro. I can't remember what it is, but they actually do injection molds into your ear and do it that way. And
I've tried those over the years, and I just can't get used to them. And it blocks out like everything, especially when you're shooting long range steel. Sometimes you want to be able to call your own shots, so I want to be able to hear that ring.
Sometimes they work too good.
Yeah, exactly.
but I have been kind of looking at some different style of ear pro. I'm trying to figure out what the military is running now. There's a new type of ear pro. They're not using bows anymore. It is I'm wanting to say it's a 3M, the new 3M. Some of the SF guys are running them, and I can't think of what they are, but it's a high dollar headset. I don't forget what it is, but it's really low profile. And, cause the biggest problem with me is if it lifts off my ear any at all, and with the damage of my right ear from the military, if it catches any like shot at all, it just starts ringing terrible.
Yeah.
So
what about Eye Pro?
Eye Pro, I love Oakley.
I forgot to bring up Oakley.
I'd like to try the new Tombstones, but as military as I am, of course, I've still got the old wonderful M frame, which is a solid lens. But it's
it works.
For me, if there's 9 stages at a match, I probably have 5 different sets of eye pro.
For different tents and stuff, or what?
Depends on the day, like what's going on. Sometimes I have to bum clears off of somebody.
Yeah, that's it. I wore clears all Rockcastle because of the weather. I was going to wear the.
I know a lot of people were fogging up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to kick them down on the bridge of your nose a little bit sometimes.
My eyesight is so terrible. If I don't have my actual prescription glasses on and I hold my pistol out in front of me, I can't. My front sight, I see like 3 of them. It's so blurry. So I for the most part, I have to wear my prescriptions. But
I think Oakley will make you
the one in the middle.
Yeah, they will. Oakley will do prescription.
That's definitely something I should look into.
Yeah, they make prescription eyewear. So
there was a company out at Big 3 East this year that does awesome prescription shooting glasses.
Is
Wiley
it Oakley?
X?
No, it's not Wiley X, not Oakley. I'll get you the name of the company. I'll shoot it to you. They're big into sending higher profile people like yourselves to test and push and promote.
I guess he's talking to you, Nick.
You are.
I'm on board with Oakley.
So. I mean,
you're already on Oakley. You don't need one, do you?
Hook a brother up. I need some tombstones.
We talked about last time about the Oakley shenanigans of my Oakleys disappearing, right?
I don't think so. Tell us about that.
I could have swore we did on the the SHOT Show.
No, we didn't talk about that, but you'd mentioned it. You mentioned it the other day when we were talking.
I could have swore we talked about it, but
you may have done the SHOT Showing, but
I'll sum it up real quick just so we don't go back over the same thing. But basically, Oakley made our team 2 pairs each custom glasses, so there's only 5 like them in the world in existence. Wow. And we're trying them on at Media Day at SHOT, and I set a pair down, try another pair on. We took a team picture. I turn around, my other pair is gone.
We never found they were there, right?
Yeah, 2 seconds, and there's in the photo that we took. They're right there behind me on the table. But Oakley was cool enough. The very next week, sent me another pair. They built another pair just like them and sent them to me. So it was really cool.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I'm not sponsored by Oakley, but I'm definitely going to throw a little glitch out there for the soldiers. If you're not part of the Oakley SI program and you're military, law enforcement, EMS, fireman, whatever, get your butt over there and get some discounted protection.
They got a good discount program.
Yeah, standard issue. You can get them for you can get nice Oakleys for like $80.
Sweet.
Yeah, get your butt over there if you're a government or whatever else and get some good Oakleys.
God bless Oakley. They rock.
Absolutely.
They do.
All right, got any closing comments or thoughts from anybody here before we wrap it up?
I forgot to mention Taryn Butler myself. He did get the base pads and magwell stuff for my Glock, so kudos to that. The stuff works flawlessly. Yeah,
Taryn does a lot of good work.
And he's a good guy.
That helps.
Yeah.
Helps when you do business with somebody like that, right?
It's just, he's got gorgeous hair, and you just can't argue that. So.
But I am interested in the S3F barrels, though, Nick. I'd like to...
hit up Chris Naganuma on Facebook there.
Aren't they prior military? I try to stick close to military companies if I can.
And speaking of doing that, you guys have heard me talk about VFOB Brands, Veterans Family of Brands, and Talking Lead is a member of that now, and I personally have joined, became a lifetime member. If you go visit Veteran Family of Brands, check out their website. If you want to, like Casey's saying, buy from military, prior military, whether it's a military-owned, a veteran-owned company, or they support our veterans, or they hire our veterans, that's a good source to go and find for whatever you're looking, not even necessarily firearms related. I mean, if you want to go buy toothpaste, that's their goal, is to get a one-stop place where you can go, and if you want to support our veterans, buy veterans, know that the money's going to our veterans, that's the place to go. So check them out, VFOB. Had to put that plug in.
Do it.
Do it. Just do it. So there we go, guys. Thanks so much for taking the time. This is going to be another long-ass show, but it's a very good show. Had a great time with you guys. Thanks for taking the time to be on. Nick, Casey, Chad, always, brother.
Yes, sir.
Enjoyed it.
Glad to be here.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely have you guys on again in the near future. I may have to just start doing maybe like a once-a-month 3-gun show.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, none of us are going to argue that. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think I will. As I'm getting more and more involved in the 3-gun world, definitely do that. And once I get my Cadillac fixed in my left eye, I'll maybe start doing some competitions myself.
Yeah. Excuses.
I know it. Yeah.
I just told you I'm blind as a bat, and I'm out there giving it a shot.
I know. I got no excuse.
I like it.
I'm just scared.
No slack.
What do you mean I hit a no shoot 6 times?
That's rough.
Crap. On target. All right.
All right,
fellas, it was nice to talk to y'all, and I'm going to get out of here and hit the sack. I'm old.
No, you're not. Hold on. You're going to do the sign-off. But first, I want to thank all our sponsors. Nordic Components, check them out at nordiccomp.com. Cobalt Kinetics, check them out at cobaltkinetics.com.
Boom.
And check out the shooting team on their Facebook page. Is this Cobalt Kinetics Shooting Team.
Those boys are good.
Each one of those guys has their own individual pages as well. Kalani Lakers got his page. Obviously, Nick Atkinson has his. Yours is what, Nick Atkinson Pro Shooter?
Yeah, on Facebook, Nick Atkinson Pro Shooter, and Instagram is 3Gun Pro Nick Atkinson.
Okay, and then Rick Birdsall has his, and then the old man Keith Garcia. I don't know. Does he have a public Facebook page?
Yeah,
he does.
Yeah,
does he? Okay, and you can check him out there. X Steel Targets.
X Steel Targets.
You shouldn't be shooting paper anymore. There's no reason, because you can go to X Steel Targets and get some of the best, most affordable AR-500 steel targets available.
Boom.
Check them out at xsteeltargets.com. They'll even custom make you whatever you want. If you want it in the shape of a peacock, like we were talking, if you're from India and you want to shoot at peacock steel targets, they can make one for you. X Steel Targets. Check them out.
That'd be a big target.
It would.
It would be a big target.
Fantail.
Yeah.
Give you a lot to shoot at.
That's the no shoot part.
Maybe they could make the tails fall down and pop back up.
That's what's worth the money, is the tails, man. You can't shoot the feathers off.
Yeah, exactly.
X Steel Targets.
Multicam, check them out at multicampattern.com. And make sure you check out the lead sled because they gave us the black multicam pattern to wrap that baby in. And you'll see all our awesome sponsors on there like Kel-Tec and Ackless Defense and Cobalt Kinetics and Nordic Components and X-Steel Targets and Glock.
Man, I need to talk to you about sponsors.
Yeah. Hey, we need to throw S3F on there now.
Yeah. And Frontier Tactical, one of our newest sponsors, Frontier Tactical, the makers of the Warlock system, the multi-caliber system for your AR-15. If you're not shooting, or if you are shooting multiple calibers and you've got 5-6 different ARs to shoot your different calibers, you can go to Frontier Tactical and buy their system and convert your AR into a quick change multi-caliber system for one AR. So check them out at frontiertactical.com. And they've got some cool, probably not supposed to talk about it right now, but they've got some cool apps that they're developing for the
People
firearms.
be innovating.
Yeah, they are very innovative. Great guys over there at Frontier Tactical. Check them out. Glock. We've talked about Glock the whole show. Everybody knows about Glock, the official firearm of Talking Lead, of Left Hand. I'll be rocking the Glock 27 and the Glock 23. I'm a 40 guy. That's right. I'm not ashamed. Not ashamed of it at all.
Better stock up before they quit making it.
Yeah, I know. I may be switching over to the 9 soon, but there's still plenty of 40 out there. Still plenty of 40 out there. But I'm going to have some work done to mine. Danny over at Dipstick, which is another sponsor of Talking Lead, Hydrographics, is actually getting into some new ventures, and we'll be talking about that soon. So I can't really talk about it yet, but there's going to be some new stuff done to my Glock. So another great show, another great group of guests, and definitely going to get these guys back on. I think we got a good little chemistry going with this group right here. And maybe we can get Rick on. And
yeah, why don't you get the whole Cobalt Kinetics team on? That'd be awesome.
And I want to get your guy on too, Chad, that shot with you this weekend. What's his name?
Danny.
Danny. And,
you mean the Kel-Tec guys?
Yeah, I want to get the Kel-Tec guys on here too. Hammer.
That's just gonna be nothing but shenanigans. You're not gonna get anything done. You know that.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's what we like.
It's gonna be a complete train wreck.
I remember his name now, Nick. Get Kyle on here too.
Oh yeah. Kyle would be entertaining, especially if he's already had a fifth of Fireball.
Fireball.
Ouch.
All right, old man Chad's got to go to bed, so we're going to sign off.
Yeah.
As always, lead heads, keep your loved ones close.
And your firearms closer.
Much closer, especially your Kel-Tec ones.
All right, guys, so from this point forward, I've got some material that was edited out, just some behind-the-scenes tomfoolery. It is unedited, so if you got your children listening, it'd be a good time to turn it off or listen to it later. And I don't normally do this, but I just thought some of this stuff was funny. Thought you guys might enjoy it. So hope you enjoy it. Until next episode, check out our YouTube channel, our Facebook page, our Instagram. And as always, keep your loved ones close and keep those firearms closer. Oh, and we didn't talk about the mustache. So Nick no longer has the stash, guys.
What?
I was completely disappointed.
Come on,
Nick shaved.
it migrated north for the summer. Everybody knows that.
If I would have known that, I would have hung up like an hour and a half ago.
He had the perfect Wyatt Earp handlebar mustache going, man. How long did it take you to grow that?
It doesn't take long. I like it best at about 4.5 months because I don't trim it at all. I don't shape it or anything. I just let it go. And once you get to about 6 months, it starts to get where you need to start trimming it because it's so freaking long. But everything goes awry when you start clipping. So
okay. So Chad and Casey doesn't grow any facial hair.
I just feel so disappointed
Nick,
right now.
I've got a buddy. He's been on the show, AK, and everybody knows who AK is. He's going to be starting a new company that's going to help us hairy men with our beards. So I'll be sure to hook you guys up with AK when he gets his business started.
Sounds good.
I'm telling you, the day I can totally retire, I'm going full on beard.
Nice.
You would look so funny with a beard, dude.
Oh, hey, my wife loves it.
Hey, that's what matters. That's what counts.
I'm here.
It says he wants to join, accept all videos on this call. How about I click accept?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, hey, now I got video Casey.
Oh, do you?
Okay.
Yeah, and his TV's on. I'm watching a football game.
There you go. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay.
So we got everybody but Chad.
all two of us.
It says he's calling right now.
Let's go.
Are you there?
Hey, there you are.
All right, hang out. Let me call you.
Okay.
You guys there?
Whoa. Yeah.
Every time you try and answer him, it puts me on hold.
That's bullshit. Hold on.
Matter to drop it and restart it.
Add to group.
Y'all, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Okay. All right. I didn't know.
It actually cleared up a little bit.
We're pulling too much bandwidth.
Fuck, they make it every day. Why is he not?
His shit's broke.
Add to group call. Son of a bitch. Chad? Alright, so we're getting ready to... We were talking about... What were we talking about?
Oh, you're gonna watch that video, but I don't know if that was related to what we were actually talking about.
Let me find the video. Okay, here's the video.
This show's gonna be so fun to edit.
Just tell me about it.
Nah, that's easy. You just chop out that whole big block.
There you go.
You can have audio. You can have audio.
That's my shit. All girls to be like.
That's funny. This my shit.
Hey, I'm waiting
that's
on you to
getting
do something.
shared right now.
I don't want to. I'm not gonna. I don't know. I don't know if I should ruin the moment or not, but I hope you're gonna do one in particular that we talked about. Speed.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm trying to figure out what stage it was. It was up top, right there, close to the.
How you
Close
spell?
to the.
How you spell?
It
UH.
it was a. I'll just say
like it
this. It was a
sounds.
quad load.
UHHU. No. UH.
UHHHHUUUU. Right?
Yeah.
This my shit.
What were you, what are you talking about, Casey?
The quad load.
Dude, I still don't know what you're talking about.
Come on, man. That speed quad load you done.
Oh, yeah. But man, you unless you're eyeballing for that, you can't even tell it happened. That's the problem with it going so fast.
It's the sound. Yeah, I know. It's the sound of it. You gotta make like a rap song behind that or something.
I'm not that good at editing. I got an app that makes the other one.
Cause it was freaking, man, that was lightning fast. Cause I don't even know, I don't even think you still know how you done it.
Oh, I just
what
remember
happened?
thinking, I did a quad load and then I decided to load 4 more and the second 4 were like, it was almost one motion and 8 went in. It was crazy. Or 4 went in. It was crazy.
Nice.
Like you couldn't even hear it. It sounded like one load.
Do you still have it on your phone, like the sound?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've still got the video.
Yeah.
You know what that is? That's like the Bob Munden 2 balloons at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'd do with $1 million.
All right, here we go. Let's get back to the show.
4
Execute.
shells at the same time.
Hey, Chad,
Question.
can you just mute yours while he's talking for a minute?
Sure.
I'm hearing the big Swede.
Charlie bugging you?
Yeah, he's a good boy.
Getting that peanut butter.
He's a good boy. Peanut butter on the nuts.
Chuck Norris doesn't like peanut butter.
All right, go, Casey.